right, Roger. So walk us through the events the day of the FBI pre-dawn raid, where they came in, where they were pointing guns at you, where you were at, where your wife was at, where your dogs were at, where they came in with the boats. Walk us through the FBI event.
Well, this was the most harrowing and chilling experience of my entire life. I was in bed here with my wife, who is hearing impaired. And as you can see, at about 5:45 in the morning, I heard a commotion in the backyard. I looked here to the canal. There were two amphibious boats marked FBI. There were, I guess, frogmen who were carrying assault weapons on the boats. There were agents moving towards the house across the yard. I would say 12 to 15 agents in the backyard. I came back in, that's when I heard the banging on the door. And they were yelling, FBI, open up, FBI. Because we have a full complement of media jackals in the front yard trying to get footage of my family and I. But this is a glass window, and I turned on the lights, and there were two agents standing here, one here, both pointing assault weapons at me through the glass. And they yelled, FBI, we have a warrant, open the door. So I stepped out, and I noticed a third agent walking up, FBI on his shirt, with a cell camera with a light on it, filming the takedown. They said, are you Roger Stone? I said, yes. They said, step out, please. I did. They said, put your hands behind. I had my hands in the air because I want to make it clear that I wasn't concealing a weapon. And they said, put your hands behind your back. I did. And I was handcuffed. Then they took me out. I was wearing shorts and a Roger Stone Did Nothing Wrong t-shirt. Then they said, who else is in the house? I said, my wife. They said, no one else. I said, no, my wife and my dogs. They said, where is she? I said, she's in the second floor bedroom, but she's hearing impaired. And she probably didn't hear any of this. I was afraid they were going to think that she was not complying with their directives and shoot her. So then they brought her out. She was standing in the driveway with me in her nightgown, also barefoot, and they went in to clear the house. Once they cleared the house and determined that there was no one else, they asked me, is there a gun in the house? I said, no. I said, they said, we have to take you to the processing center in Miami. And I said, can I put on a pair of pants? Can I put on some shoes? They said, yeah, we'll take you back inside to get dressed. Agents were very courteous once I was taken into custody. Then we came in. I was still handcuffed behind my back. They walked me upstairs. I was allowed to go to a side room where they let me put on a pair of pants, but first they took the belt, let me put on a pair of socks, but shoes with no laces. And they said, could I call my lawyer? And they said, your lawyer's already been informed. And I said, what about my wife? And they had said, we have a search warrant for the house. We're going to be here for the rest of the day. She can't come with us. So I said, okay. And they put me in the car and took me to Miami. During the time that I was being fingerprinted and being photographed for my mugshot, my wife said that she was not allowed to touch her own cell phone. They seized my cell phone. They took all of the electronics, all the computers, the cameras, the microphones, my laptop, my iPad. They took every one of these books out of the cabinets and examined them looking for what. I have no idea. They left a list of the things that they took, which my wife was required to sign, which consisted of computer, discs, DVDs, DVRs, electronic equipment, and so on. Thank God they did not take my prized Richard Nixon ball. But they did go through every one of these books. They went through all of the drawers, all of the boxes. They took this outside where I keep the InfoWars microphone to examine it. They went through this closet. They went through all of these books. They went through all of these drawers. They disconnected all of my electronics. This is a borrowed computer. We don't have the passcode for it yet, but they took the computer. They took the hard drive. This was a show of force. This is something you would expect from Nazi Germany or Soviet Russia. It was chilling. My dogs were terrified. This is Mimi. Mimi was hiding under the bed, shaking. She's only now come out from under the bed, and we finally got her to stop shaking. But the dogs were terrorized to see us pulled out of the house, me in handcuffs, my wife barefooted and in a nightgown. An unnecessary show of force meant to intimidate us. People who want to help can go to stonedefensefund.com and go to infowars.com to the store. We need your support because InfoWars is a vital voice for me in the fight ahead. Lawyers are very, very expensive. I won't get the chance to talk to many of you directly or to ever email with you. But my life is in your hands. And I'm so grateful for the thousands of Americans who have now contributed. If you want me to stand up for the president, if you want me to fight the deep state, if you want me to resist this effort to destroy the country because they want to get me out of the way so they can take Donald Trump down, please go to stonedefensefund.com.